Sheesh.
So I'm just gonna do a quick voiceover on this trade. I didn't really talk much during it, but I felt like it'll help if I talk about what I was looking at. So this 400 level on Netflix was I thought it was a good level to play. We broke it earlier in the day, and then we wicked back down. And I saw a 1 minute trend line, and when we were breaking that with momentum right around here, that's when I got in my position. I played this one really light, just because it already broke. But I liked how strong we broke that 1 minute trend. It wasn't the strongest trend, but it did show me that the chances of us coming back to that high, or at least the 400 break, were pretty good. And my target on this play was 402, but after 402, I pretty much saw it have room back to yesterday's high, which was around 405. I wasn't planning on holding that long, just because that is a really big move, and I'd probably be holding for a while. Um, and I did end up holding this trade for a little bit, but
Yo, Frankie.
but yeah, my idea on this was the 402 level pretty much, and then my stop loss is um
Wait, is mine still there though?
a little bit above that white line that I have, so like 398 pretty much.
It pushes the older ones out of the way. So I have to manually go through and take out some ones that are in the middle, so then it doesn't push out the really old ones out the way.
Got it.
It should be there though.
That was me 7 years ago.
Give me a song, Nor.
Yo, I got you, fam.
And also seeing this prior candle go from red to green, that's a very good sign. It shows that buyers are in that area, not really letting sellers pull us back down. And on a trade like this, where you're getting in at what was once a previous rejection, you want to see buyers heavy in that area.
Also, interns have been telling me people are slipping up and putting signals in the stocks chat. Just a quick, uh, just a quick reminder, please, no signals in the stocks chat. Confuses everybody.
So even though we rejected this high of day area, I still like it because if you look at NQ is dropping decently hard here, while Netflix is staying green. So that's a good sign for this trade.
No, it doesn't matter. Who gave signals doesn't matter. It's just in general, it's just like, just don't signal so people don't get confused. And then people contact me.
And also, I'm in light enough to where I can hold for longer and not really worry about the fluctuation of the contracts. I was expecting this to be a bit of a longer trade, not like those usual 1-2 minute scalps, just because the profit target I had was pretty wide. Being a $2 move, and we're already 20 something minutes into the market. So
it closed below, I'm pretty sure. Yo, how many months of bank stimulus system?
So futures are still dumping here, while Netflix is still hovering around that same area it's been at. So that's still a good sign for Netflix. But I do want to see futures start to bounce. I don't want it to be dumping, the whole time I'm in this trade, because eventually it's going to pull Netflix with it.
Did y'all see Meta there?
And also my P&L shows that I'm red on the day. It was because I took another trade. It wasn't too big of a loss. It was like a $60 loss. Nothing I can't make back in another trade. So that's why it's more red than what I am red on this trade.
I think George does, right?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
You set your heart rate during trading? I just got one.
Do I what?
your heart rate during trading?
Actually, that's usually when I've never done that, but I think I want to try that.
Yo, is
I
9
usually always
I used to do that when I had
minute a
mine.
lot?
say that again.
Is
What-
94 beats per minute a lot?
Did it give you
I
the
don't think it's a lot.
notification?
What'd you say, Frankie?
I think normal's like 70, no?
So I'm recording this voiceover a couple hours after the actual trade, but looking at it right now, if we break this high, I want to see us break 401 pretty much right away. I don't want it to be hesitating at that high. I'm pretty sure it does, but I don't exactly remember how it played out.
Or you're about
So
halfway between
that is
normal and-
what I'm looking at. Just seeing it right now.
Yeah.
So we're coming to that high. I want momentum to stay strong. Futures are starting to wick a little bit if you look at NQ, but Netflix closed towards that high, so that's a good sign. Now this candle, I would like to see it go red to green into that high and then push through the high into 401. And my target is still 402.
Yeah, dude, I'm just
I don't have
letting
enough
it
telling me
down right now.
that I should be getting out here.
Someone said the video's popping. Yeah, I can't do anything with that yet, guys. Until we get to like 405, it's dead for me, and then we have to get down to like 370 for me to get in a video again. Oh, we have news in 5 minutes.
Buyers are trying to push this candle from red to green. If they do, that's a really good sign.
Like June 6th or something.
I'm not exactly sure how it played out, but if you have a red to green right at that high of day level, chances are you're going to break it pretty quickly. It just tells you a lot about the momentum. So it doesn't look like we got it in that candle, but
I have them still pulled up. They're at 560 right now as the ask.
That's not terrible. It's not bad for a Netflix, yo.
They're kind of actually, yeah, they're holding up pretty well.
Yeah, they're
For
not
Thursday, actually, yeah.
for Netflix too, yeah.
Hey, hey, on that pullback when BA happened, remember that little small pullback?
Yeah.
Those contracts were holding up, huh?
Yeah, I
Pretty
was
good.
speaking the entire time.
so you can see volume started dying out here. So that's not really the best sign.
I wish.
But look, we go red to green there.
I
Let's
wish
see
I
if
could
we
do
keep
Thursday.
pushing.
I waited till 207.80 to get in.
That's it. What was your buy? You said.
Into that high and right through 401, exactly like I said.
So I waited. So let's see this.
Now the red flag is that we wicked at 401. We didn't hold above.
I'll send you the
So
fill times here.
now my stop loss is going to be raised up since we broke that 401 level. We broke that high. I want to see momentum continue through 402.
Netflix.
I don't want to be holding through a another pullback at like 400 or something like that.
What was the second? Can you see that or not?
Yeah, hold on. This should be on my screen.
'Cause I bought at
So here we go. We have a new high. Make sure you guys are watching level 2 right here. Seeing how that moves.
Yeah, that's such a huge difference. It's insane to me.
You want to see the bid meeting the ask and pushing through the ask. So it's moving kind of slow. So
Yeah.
this isn't necessarily the best for momentum. This is more a longer, slower hold. But you see the bid keep on meeting the ask. That's what you want to see on upside moves. This is just a patience game here. You can't get wicked out or scared out. Everything is still working. It's just a very slow trade.
You should catch on Amazon there.
So these are the trades where it tests your psychology, tests to see how patient you're gonna be, because pretty much no part of this trade was there enough telling you that you should get out. So we're coming right at that 402. Once we break, I'm gonna sell limit right there. The reason I'm selling limit is because, well, honestly, the spread right here isn't too big, but I know Netflix to have bigger spreads. as a beginner, I'd never recommend selling limit. Just sell market, get out when you want. So boom, right there, boom. Push right through 402. That's exactly what I wanted to see. So from 401 to 402, it was pretty clean. We did wick at 401, so that's a slight red flag, but everything after that wick was very strong. It was just a slower move. That's why plays at open, like they might happen in a couple of seconds, like 20-30 seconds. You can get a trade. Any amount into the market is when it starts becoming a longer hold. So I did good considering my plan was the 402 sell, or to sell at 402, and I held patiently. But if I was looking for more, there's not enough telling me right now that this should be your exit.
That's spot on, Maki. God damn.
Yo, 405 on Netflix for a Friday would be crazy.
So you can see on this one contract on a small position, I went from red to green on the day. So just keep in mind, don't ever risk more than you can make back in a trade. So don't risk 200 when on green trades you're making $50.
I got out earlier than you guys.
Bro, close to like 40.
God.
Yeah, but you had an early entry though. You had an early entry before ours, I believe.
Yeah, like
Me and Nor had.
Wait, how much did you get, George?
I had 27, 28.
Yeah, I got
30.
36, I think.
Yeah.
That's tough.
So technically, even during that red candle, there wasn't really enough telling you to get out, because look at futures during that same 1 minute. Look at NQ futures. It had a bigger pullback versus Netflix's pullback was very small. It didn't even take that one prior candle. So if you were looking for 403, there was not really enough telling you to get out, and you got the 403 sell. So contracts here are up another like $40 from the 402 to 403 break. It just wasn't part of my plan, so I didn't want to hold there. It was 402, and then after that, the next real target would have been yesterday's high at 405, but that was too long of a hold for me. And I didn't have the luxury of scaling out since I only had, one contract, very minimal position.
3 crazy trades today, so shout out to Nor. But yeah, I'm heading out. I'll see you guys tonight at Mason's lesson. So peace out.
Yo, George, hopefully this holds up till tomorrow. Netflix, it looks like it's gonna happen today though.
Yeah, I'm watching this here. I'm not playing this at all. I'm not touching it, but yeah, I'm watching it right now.
Also, let's say you were holding a move like this, you have to realize it's kind of an extended move with no pullback. So it's kind of harder to keep looking for more and not expecting a decent sized pullback. That's why for me it's personally kind of hard to hold for this and hold through pullbacks, but so far everything still looks pretty good. What I usually do in situations like this, if we ever break below the prior candle's low, that's usually when I would say to get out. You can see every candle up until this candle, it held above the prior candle's low. So let's say we break below this wick of the last candle, that would be my sell if I was just holding for a longer move, which we do right there. Boom, so I would sell right there, hypothetically, but obviously I didn't do that.
Mo, that's fire. We're looking at the same thing. Great stuff. Great stuff, brother.
So, just like I said, if you were to sell at the prior candle's low of any candle, you wouldn't be holding through this pullback, and you would have caught a bit of a bigger move than I caught. I don't know if you would have made too much more on contracts, but
Yo, I gotta say this real quick.
the principle of it will allow you to hold for much bigger moves with very little stress, because you know if it breaks below the prior candle, and you just get out there.
Even during that market consolidation, we were doing really well, but even now, it's just a lot cleaner.
Yes, sir.